Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm still at Mount Maunganui in the city of Tauranga, sitting here at the beach. So as you can see, it's another lovely sunny day. The beach is over to my left and behind me, and above me of course is the sun. And the reason I'm sitting in this kind of position again is just to emphasize that the light is the most important thing from my perspective, so spending as much time in the light as possible. I do talk a lot about my life being perpetually in the light, and the more of that I can bring to myself and of course to others, the better. Leading into today's topic, and the topic today is going to be what I call the greatest gift. I went for a big walk around the area today, so mainly keeping to the beach. I did walk past the mount itself, past the area where the people lost their lives in January, so quite a somber moment there. So 6 people lost their life in a landslide down onto the campsite there. And yeah, so the sun's shining down upon me, people out enjoying themselves. There's a lot of retired people in this area as well, so they come up here for the better weather. And on that walk I was listening to an audio book. I have been listening to it for a week or so. It's a book called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza, fairly well known in the spiritual circles, an American doctor who has done a lot of study and emphasis on brain science, and also how to change oneself. Emphasis a lot on meditation. And the audio book itself is about probably upwards of 11 hours of listening time, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, and everything so far in that book has just made total sense to me. Perhaps historically, if I'd read that for the first time 30 or so years ago, not that it had been printed 30 years ago, but if it was the case, it would have probably not meant a lot to me. It would have been a lot of theory, perhaps a lot of stuff that I thought, well, that sounds all a bit out there. I'll use that term, woo-woo, sounds a bit woo-woo. Yeah, maybe it's possible, but so far from my reality, not really registering. And yet here I am today listening to it, and what he has to say in his writings really aligns exactly with what I've experienced in life. So I talk about the gnosis. I've had the experiences which have proven to me beyond doubt that these matters of the spiritual world that I talk about exist. And yeah, he's someone who's much more advanced than I am, for sure, and he runs seminars around the world, retreats. People do look to him for guidance, and as I say, you know, it's good to get guidance from people, for sure, but in the end of the day we do need to get on our own path, find our own way. And the second thing was that I then, after I finished listening to the book for today, I just put on some music, and a song that came up was a song by the Grateful Dead, a song called Ripple. It's just over 4 minutes long. Grateful Dead, sort of a late 60s, kind of early 70s band, very much hippie era. These guys definitely delved into, let's just say, the alternative way of life. Certainly a lot of usage of the psychedelics that were available at the time. This reflects very much into their songs. The song Ripple, in just over 4 minutes, almost sums up again what I now believe about literally the meaning of life, talking about spiritual aspects. So, you know, if you wanted to sort of get a good idea and summary of what I'm thinking of every sort of moment of the day and living, go and listen to Ripple by the Grateful Dead, and 4 minutes later, everything that they talk about in there makes total sense to me. But again, as I say, you know, even that song, if I'd listened to it sort of in the 70s, I'm not sure it would have meant a lot to me. So, you know, what's the difference? The difference is that I got on a path and I actually experienced things that everything makes sense to me now. And I talk about living in the light, the clarity of the light. So leading into today's topic, the greatest gift, I'll just read a quote from my little blue book that I talk about. All of the quotes in this little blue book I've put on a page on my website. So the website is viviendolamahia.nz.com. So Viviendo La Magia, that is the Spanish. I'm not sure how my pronunciation went there, but that is the Spanish for living the magic. And that is exactly what I do in my life now. I live a magical life. Anyway, the quote is, "The greatest good you can do for another is not just share your riches, but to reveal to them their own." So what we're kind of saying there is that everybody has the ability to bring out their riches. Everybody has the ability to see what I have seen. As I said yesterday, I'm not anybody particularly special. Just thinking about, going back to that book that I'm listening to by Joe Dispenza's, Becoming Supernatural is the title. I have those things that are in that book. I've developed my inner good or inner riches through the path that I've got on. So all the meditations, all of the being out in nature, all of the things, the trips to Peru, the spiritual retreat, the psychedelic aspect, it's all added into me developing my riches. And becoming supernatural doesn't mean anything beyond that. I'm kind of probably different than the masses. I'm not better than the masses of people, I'm just different. So the supernatural aspect is a person like myself might appear that I hold magic, and I talk about it. I do. Magic flows through me. The universe flows through me. It's in the upper realms that the magic occurs. And I just wanted to also comment that I dressed particularly as I am today in respect of this being about the greatest gift. So I've wrapped myself, effectively the gift that I'm giving, in a particular way. I've wrapped myself in a white shirt to represent the white light, the most intense white light that one will ever see is at the source. That's my belief again, so I'm talking about my experiences, my belief. I've also wrapped myself in a buff which is of the purple colours and stars, sort of reflecting the higher chakras, the crown chakra. The blue that I have on my jacket is the blue of the throat chakra. That's how I'm conveying this magic to people. I might have even got pants on that have some gold in them. So that's sort of like, again, the golden aspect of the transmutation. So I'm talking about stuff from the highest realms that I've developed myself to so far. There is further development to come, but yeah, I'm dressed as the gift, because the gift I'm giving to you, I will explain right at the end what it is. But for everybody in life, really what we're probably looking for is direction at times. We're looking for our path, or we're looking for, well, what do we do? And as I've talked about so many times, we look about, but in particular in the Western society, or in the society that I grew up in, we look outward. We look outward for the messages, we look outward for the guidance, we look outward for the education and the information. And a lot of that is good information. But it does not deal with the stuff that I'm dealing with, really. I mean, yes, you can get some of the information outwardly, but it's not high profile. You have to go looking for it. And just having the information itself is not enough. You need to undergo the gnosis. You need to experience it. And the experiences will only come on the path. They won't just turn up miraculously while you're sort of busy in your day-to-day life, with all the other information floating around you, all the other distractions floating around. It's even if they turn up, they're not going to have any impact. If you want to sort of attain these levels, this is my belief, you really need to put yourself number one, quieten down your life, get into the nature, get into the quiet times, as much as time as you can put into this. I know that this is not always possible for people to do this literally full time, but it's where the answers lie, it's where the ability to get to these higher realms lie. So I can only encourage people to do that. So when, sort of like this quote talking about showing other people their riches, when I present myself as I present myself, it's not to tell people how to live their life or what steps to follow to reach this enlightenment. In me, I hope to trigger in people their subconscious that thinks, in him I can see myself. Because that's exactly what it is. I'm no different than you. We are all one. As I've said many times, I'm an ordinary human being who has uncovered the universe. I've visited the realms, I've had the Gnosis. So again, when I use my symbology, which I do, of the Gnostic universal realms uncovered, that's what I've done. So I went from my ordinariness to becoming supernatural. And it's not supernatural in the sense that it's anything beyond what anyone can achieve, as I'm sort of emphasizing here. It's possible for anybody. So what I'm trying to do really is to say, if one's in a position where they're in the dark, it is possible to get to the light. It is possible to get this illumination. If people can reach the source or view the source that I saw, and again, I've had glimpses of it, and I live in the light every day, then it really is a place where the magic and the wonderment occurs. It's a great place to be. So what I've done in my life is I've developed the symbolism, I've developed my mission. My mission also associates with, I've talked about this before, and I carry with me what I call a mission card, which I'll hold up to the camera. So my mission card has my symbolism on it, and basically it says Graham Powell, which is my name, dispeller of darkness, holder of light. So I've been my own guru. So I'm showing to people that here I am. So when I hand them my card, I'm giving them me. And getting into this, what is the greatest gift? The greatest gift you can ever give anybody is yourself. And what I'm doing in giving them myself is to say to them, you can become your own guru. I'm not saying you have to become your own guru, but if you think there's something in what I'm talking about, then I highly recommend you become your own guru. You dispel your darkness, you find the things that bring you light, you move towards the things that bring you light, and once this is all-encompassing, the light is all-encompassing, there will be no darkness, or the darkness will be so minimal that you will be joyous. How can you not be? If this sounds all pie in the sky, well, 10, 20 years ago it was kind of pie in the sky for me, and now it's reality. It's actual reality. So the greatest gift that I am giving here, through my videos, through my writings, through when I talk to people, through when I hand out my mission card, I'm not asking anyone for anything in return. I'm giving my whole self. So all the stories that I tell, everything that I present is the total me. And the total me, hopefully, is a reflection or a mirror for a person to look into, where they see something, they see the divine spark in me, and in that recognition of the divine spark in me, it triggers something in them that they may then think, hang on, in me, I hold that divinity, and I can guarantee you do. It's without a shadow of a doubt in my mind that you do. Now again, if a person is in a place where they've already found their divinity, or whichever way we want to term it, they've found the light, they've found their joyous way of living, then what I talk about is not really for them. However, for everybody else who's looking for a path, or looking for the light, or however they want to term it, go out there and find it. And there's just an infinite, multiple, multi-universal, multi-dimensional ways of getting to the light. So it's all available to everybody, whether you're sort of a beginner, almost a novice as I was, someone who's some way down the path, or someone who has perhaps seen the light. And again, there are people who have seen the light way beyond me. I can sort of guarantee you that, in terms of the people I've met, and some of the things that I've led to believe actually exists. So yes, I'm giving to you the greatest gift of all. Here it is. Please use it. Do what you wish with it. Once I've given away my gift, it's up to you what you do with it. If I give away my mission card and someone throws it in the bin, that's their choice. Or if they go and look at my videos, that's great. If they get something from it, it's great. But one of the real fundamentals of life is to know how to receive. So when someone gives you a gift, you need to be able to receive it. I never used to be able to receive. I used to think I was everything was okay, but no, I received many gifts. I was open to it, and once I opened to it, I became me, which is the greatest gift. So I'll leave the video at that. I thank you for listening to me. I wish you well for the rest of the day. I hope that this has brought you some light, and maybe you've seen something in this that maybe sparks something. And beyond that, I ask that you enjoy the journey. We will meet when we should. And namaste.